Christ is in our midst. Welcome to Spiritual Calisthenics. Today, on August 20th, we commemorate Samuel the prophet, the holy martyr Luke of Bouleutos, Stephen the first king of Hungary, Hierotheos bishop of Hungary. Regarding Samuel the prophet, this holy man, a prophet of God from childhood, was the last judge of the Israelite people, anointed to the first two kings of Israel. He was born in the 12th century before Christ in the land of Martyr, from the tribe of Levi, the son of Elkanah and Anna. He was the fruit of prayer, for his mother being barren conceived him only after she had supplicated the Lord with many tears, wherefore she called him Samuel, that is, heard by God. As soon as Hannah had weaned him, she brought him to the city of Shiloh, where the ark was kept, and she consecrated him, though yet a babe, to the service of God, giving thanks to him with the hymn found in the third ode of the Psalter, "My heart has been established in the Lord." Samuel remained in Siloam under the protection of Eli the priest. He served in the tabernacle of God, and through his most venerable way of life became well-pleasing to God and man. While yet a child, sleeping in the tabernacle near the ark of God, he heard the voice of God calling his name and foretelling the downfall of Eli. For although Eli's two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, were most lawless and despisers of God, Eli did not correct them. Even after Samuel had told Eli of the divine warning, Eli did not properly chastise his sons. Afterwards, through various misfortunes, his whole house was blotted out in one day. After these things came to pass, Samuel was chosen to be the protector of the people, and he judged them with holiness and righteousness. He became for them an example of all goodness, and their compassionate intercessor before God. For far be it from me that I should sin against the Lord in ceasing to pray for you. Yea, I will serve the Lord, and show you the good and the right way. When he asked them, having God as witness, if he ever wronged anyone, or took anyone's possession, or any gift, even so much as a sandal, he answered with one voice, "Thou hast not defrauded us, nor oppressed us, nor afflicted us, neither hast thou taken anything from anyone's hand." When Samuel was old, the people asked him for a king, but he was displeased with this, knowing that God himself was their king. But when they persisted, the Lord commanded him to anoint them a king, saying, "They have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me from reigning over them." So Samuel anointed Saul, but Saul transgressed the command of God repeatedly. So Samuel anointed David. Yet since Samuel was a man of God, full of tender mercy, when the Lord told him that he had rejected Saul, Samuel wept for him the whole night long. And later, since he continued to grieve, the Lord said to him, "How long wilt thou mourn for Saul?" Having lived blamelessly some 90 years, and become an example of all God-pleasing life, he reposed in the 11th century before Christ. Many ascribe to him the authorship of the book of Judges, and of Ruth, and of the first 24 chapters of the first book of Kings. As we celebrate the memory of the prophet Samuel, Lord, through him we beseech thee to save our souls. It is also known that Samuel was the one that reproved King David when he killed the wife of Bathsheba, Uriah. St. Paul's letter to the Romans on the 10th Saturday of Pentecost. Brethren, I appeal to you by our Lord Jesus Christ and by the love of the Spirit to strive together with me in your prayers to God on my behalf, that I may be delivered from the unbelievers in Judea, and that my service for Jerusalem may be acceptable to the saints, so that by God's will I may come to you with joy and be refreshed in your company. God of peace be with you all. Amen. Of course, is St. Paul's closing of his letter, but it is also a call for all of us to pray for our clergy, for their strength, so that they can be delivered from enemies, both spiritual and physical, continue to lead the flock of Christ, service in everything that they do. The Gospel according to St. Matthew. At that time the collectors of the half-shekel tax went up to Peter and said, "Does not your teacher pay the tax?" He said, "Yes." When he came home, Jesus spoke to him first, saying, "What do you think, Simon? From whom do the kings of the earth take toll or tribute? From their sons or from others?" When he said, "From others," they said to him, "Then the sons are free. However, not to give offense to them, go to the sea and cast a hook. Take the first fish that comes up. When you open its mouth, you will find a shekel. Take that and give it to them for me and for yourself." At that time the disciples came to Jesus, saying, "Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" Calling to him a child, he put him in the midst of them, and said, "Truly I say to you, unless you turn and become like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Whoever humbles himself like this child, he is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven." And what does it mean to be humble like a child? It means to know where sustenance comes. It means to know where protection is. Not be putting on airs, to know who and what we are, children of God. That is what it means to be like a child, to have that kind of purity. Hope that you've enjoyed today's spiritual calisthenics. Blessed and wonderful.